let's get this party started. All right. I think you're going to like this one tonight. Either you're going to like it or you're going to hate it. It's one of those kind of workouts. So you guys know the drill. You are all seasoned at this now. Get yourself in your small ring and an easy gear. Have all of your necessary accoutrements near you, your full water bottle and your towel and your fan. It's always nice to have that ceiling fan if you have one. I don't think I mentioned to you guys that I was noticing my front chainring shifter kind of acting a little odd. Didn't really know exactly what it was, but my instincts told me, because it's mechanical shifting, that my cable was starting to fray. So if you ever feel yourself, if you have mechanical shifting, and the shifting starts to feel a little wonky, meaning either it won't shift properly or it's kind of jumping around as you're shifting, more than likely it's that cable. If it is the cable, you want to catch it and replace it before it actually frays, because if it does fray inside that shifter, sometimes it's really hard for the mechanics to get all those pieces of fibers out of there. So think about when you cold take something and you just turn it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until it breaks. That's exactly what that cable is doing every time you shift. It's moving back and forth. So when it frays, it just makes it a harder job for those poor mechanics. So if it's acting a little weird, take it in. And in my case, he knew right away. He's like, oh yeah, it's got to be the cable. And as soon as he opened it up, he said, yep, it was about to start fraying. So be really good with that stuff, because if you have Shimano, if it gets really bad, you might have to replace the shifter. And older parts now are getting harder to find. And even replacement parts for the newer stuff are still getting hard to find. So hopefully at some point we'll come out of this whole issue of supply chain. But again, this time of the year, if you have multiple bikes, take one in, get your annual maintenance done on it. They'll re-lube everything. Consider replacing your cables, maybe a new chain if you need it. So those are all good things to do in the wintertime. Even though it doesn't feel like winter, with it being 68 degrees or whatever it was yesterday. So I have a feeling that's going to backfire on us at some point. All right, so what do we have in store for tonight? I called this one Stomping It Out. And I did that because we're going to do some short efforts that are going to really kind of make it feel like you're stomping on the pedals. And the really great part about doing a workout like this one is when you do those, I want to give you adequate recovery after them so that you can do them to the maximum. So if you have power or heart rate, you're using that kind of data, this is where you want to pay attention to those metrics, because they will really help you to give you a gauge. Your other gauge, of course, is your rate of perceived exertion. If If you feel like you're going at a 10, that's a good thing. So that's where we want to go with this workout tonight. So you're going to see some efforts that are short, really hard, and then we're also going to do a few kind of longer efforts where I'm going to have you really pushing yourself. Tonight I want you to kind of push yourself a little further, but Earl, I want you to hold back a little bit. Earl's coming off of COVID, and we want to make sure that that heart and lungs aren't working too hard. So dial it back. Dial it back. All right, so first effort. Everybody knows it. I want you to get to your small ring and your 15. Remember, that'll give you about 3 gears underneath your chain. We're going to go 30 seconds hard, 1 minute easy. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Time to warm it up. Get the legs started moving. Get the heart pumping. Get the lungs breathing. Get everything working. Three, 2, 1. Easy gear. Spin it out. Keep that cadence high. Try to stay above 90. This is a warm-up to the warm-up. So as I call it, the opener. Time to open the legs up. Get them ready for the workout. Bring in some of that lactic acid. It helps us to be strong through the workout. Today would have been my father's 84th birthday. My mom will be 84 next week. So hit that gear again. 3, 2, let's go. 30 seconds hard. Hopefully this gear is pushing you a little bit. As always, if the gear seems a little shy or a little much, then go one way or the other. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. So I think I've told you guys the story of my parents. If you haven't heard it, they both grew up in a small coal mining town in Pennsylvania. My dad was born on the 16th. Of course, back in those days, you stayed in the hospital for like a week. So he's hanging out in the hospital. Along comes my mom on the 23rd. And he used to tell everybody that he was in his little bassinet over there, waving to her. Like, hi, Marlene. One day we're going to be married. All right, find that gear. 3, 2, let's go. 30 seconds. Surely the body's starting to warm up. You might start sweating a little. Three, 2, nice easy gear. So my parents lived so close to each other. They literally lived probably the equivalent of 3 blocks So of course, the holidays, we'd have to start at one house, have something to eat, then walk to the other house, have something to eat again. So you had to manage what you were doing. It was fun though. We got one more of these to do, and then we'll get into starting the main set. Find that gear. Last one, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Here it is. When you do these warm-ups too, I want you to think about your body position, your legs, your feet, shoulders, hands, arms, all those things. 3, 2, 1. Easy gear. Take a drink. All right, I want you to get prepared for the first effort. It's 3 by 1 minute, as hard as you can go. Okay? Now, obviously, can't define that as a sprint because it's hard to sprint for a minute. So I want you to really gauge the time for that minute. And I'll give you 15-second increments. Of course, the constant, as always, is that cadence. No higher than 90, no lower than 80. And I want that minute to be in your small ring. You don't have to go there yet, but around like you're 19 or you're 17. So that's going to be about 3 or 4 gears down from your largest cog in the back. And if that gear isn't right, and if you're feeling like it's too hard of a gear, shift it easier and use your metrics. If you're using heart rate and you know your zones, you're definitely going to be into zone 4. Same with power. In terms of rate of perceived exertion, I might not be talking much because that's when you can't really communicate as well. So we got 5 seconds to go. Go ahead and find that 19. So if you have a 25 at the top, 23, 21, 19. You might need one more to give yourself a really good gear. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 1 minute. Really push yourself here. You're going to do 3 of these with a minute in between. 15 seconds down. Push yourself evenly all the way to the end. This will warm up the legs even more. Because our next efforts, we want your legs to be ready for. 15 to go. Stay in the same pace. Three, 2, easy gear. Take a drink. 1 minute easy. Hopefully you remember what gear you're in. You're going to go back to that same gear. Or if you felt like it was too easy, go for a harder one. Or if it's too hard, if you were holding like a 70 cadence, That's way too hard. Again, nice and easy. In terms of the cadence, no higher than 90. Not that that's easy in this gear at that level. Find your gear again. 3, 2, let's go. 1 minute. Really steady. If you're getting to 100, then you need to go to a harder gear. $30 down. 30 to go. Hold that core nice and tight. Keep the upper body still. 10 to go. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. Again, take a drink if you need it. One more of these. Hopefully you've dialed it in, figured out what level of intensity you want to use. Same thing for the last one. 80 to 90. Intensity as high as you can get it to go for a minute. All right, find your gear. Let's go. Last one. In this set, feel yourself having an even pedal stroke. Keeping the feet, legs light. Upper body still. 30 seconds. Use that core. 15 to go. All the way to the end. 3, 2, 1. Easy gear. Nice. Take a drink. You're going to get 2 minutes to recover. Now the legs should be ready for what's to come. So we're going to do a couple of what are called stomps. So the key to these is your cadence is going to be really low when you start, almost as if you're barely pedaling. The gearing is going to be relatively hard. You're going to stay seated for the entire effort. How long is that effort? It's only 12 seconds. So I think you can manage that. So since we're doing 3 of them, I want you to try to start with a different foot each time. So if you've ever gone to or watched any track competitions at the velodrome, this would be kind of a start for them. Heavy gear. The next one we do is going to be more of a standing effort. So these I want you to think about almost pulling yourself back, and as you stomp it forward, pushing that leg forward as you go. So you get a little momentum out of the effort. So what gear are you going to be in? I'd like you to be in your big ring, your 15 or below. So 15, 14. If you feel like your legs are strong and your knees are good, you can even go to your 13. So go ahead and shift to your big ring, to that gear, around your 15. I want you to slow your cadence down, and I want you to get into your drops. It's only 12 seconds. Bring your cadence down all the way to like barely pedaling. And I'm going to give you the surprise attack. So get ready. That first step, I want you to really push that hard for that first over the top. 3, 2, 1, go. Come on. 12 seconds. You're going to build it. Give me the highest you can get. Pushing it out. 2, easy. Down to your small ring. Up to that easy gear. Whew. That's one. Now you have a sense of what it's all about. The reason I give you a full recovery, because as you can see, you're getting up to some serious wattage here if you're doing it right. So we want the body to be recovered. If you need a drink, take it. This is building some great glute strength, quad strength, calf strength, believe it or not, and ab strength. In addition to that posterior chain, which includes your lower back. So to do these, you have to use your back to start this effort. So we're going to start the next one in 30 seconds. Stay in the gear you're in now. Don't go to that big ring yet. Remember, you're going to be in your drops. You're going to be barely pedaling. If the timing is right, maybe I'll catch you with the opposite foot in the front. But that first pedal stroke, make it a strong one, and you'll feel it begin to build. Go ahead and find your gear. If you felt like the last gear was too easy or too hard, go ahead and make those adjustments as necessary. Get down in your drops, barely pedaling. Now when you get down in your drops, it changes your abs and how they work. 3, 2, go. Come on. Really push it out. Stay seated. Go for it. 2, 1. Nice, easy gear. Back down to that small ring. Woo. 2 down. 1 more to go here. I think in my email, I mentioned cadence, power, and strength. These are all the things that come to play here. So the cadence, as you can tell, starts out kind of slow, but then you start to build that cadence, which builds your speed and builds your power. So by the end, for this next one, take a look at where your cadence is going. You're probably getting over to 100. if you're really pushing yourself through this. You might be surprised that your legs will feel good tomorrow. "30 more seconds of recovery. Then we're going to do one more of these. And again, if you feel like the gear was right, use the same one. You're going to be in your drops. You're going to stay seated. You're going to start with a slow cadence. And then it's a build for 12 seconds. All right, get into your big ring. Down to that gear. Down in your drops. Slow your cadence down. 3, 2, go. Come on now. Last one of these. Try to beat it. Whatever was your best. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. Spin it out. Woo! 2 solid minutes to recover. Those are good. All right. Now we're going to test the legs. Get them a little bit, tired. We're going to do a 5-minute effort. You're going to do 10 seconds of seated, 10 seconds of standing. But here's what I want you to keep as the constant. The effort should be the same when you're standing as it is when you're seated. So don't feel like you can lollygag when you get out of the saddle and then sit back down and find that comfortable place. Nothing will be comfortable about this one. I'm going to give you a gear that's going to help you have enough resistance, but I want you to use some metric to regulate your effort output. Be it power, be it cadence, be it just your own feeling or heart rate. So that means those metrics should stay the same. Probably going to hold between 75 and 85 cadence when you're seated. And then keep the legs moving quickly on the stand-up portion. All right, so go to your big ring. Back down to that 15. Here we go for 10 seconds standing, 10 seconds seated. 3, 2, 1, and up. Find a cadence that works for you while you're standing. Even if it's lower, 70 might be good. Sitting back down. And up. I went a little too long on that first one. Down. Stay consistent. And up. Should be in your hoods. Down. Up. Down. Keep it going. Up. Down. This is a tough one. Up. Down. Two minutes down. Up. Down. Good job. Up. Down. Pushing the envelope a bit tonight. Up. And down. Coming up on 3. Come on, you have 2 more minutes. Up. And down. Up. Get comfortable with standing. And down. Perfect amount of time. Up. Down. On to 1 minute. Up. Down. Finish this minute strong. Up. Down. 30 seconds to go. Up for the last time. Down. Nice and easy. In 3, 2, 1. Woo! Nice job. Take a drink. Towel off. That was a sweater. If you weren't sweating on that one, you picked the wrong gear. If you find your hands sweating a lot, it's not a bad idea to wear your gloves. That'll absorb some of that sweat. And then, of course, you can just wash those gloves. Nice, easy gear. Just spin this out. So here's where the power starts are going to happen. So here's the difference between these and the stomps. So a power start, you're literally starting from 0. So that means you are not pedaling when you start these. So what I want you to really concentrate on is your foot placement when you start. So if you're here and you're going to be standing, so you'll be in your hoods. When you stop your feet, I want your crank arm to be parallel to your frame tube, the tube that holds your water bottle. So your foot's going to be pretty much right under your knee, right here. When I say go, I want you to push down hard with that foot. So it's push and stand up at the same time. Of course, I'm going to put you in a gear. It's going to allow you to do that. But your foot is here. Don't start from down here. Don't try to start from here. It's got to be right near the top of the pedal stroke, just a little forward, so that you can get all that momentum out of that pedal stroke. All right? Keep pedaling for 30 more seconds. So the gear I'm going to put you in is the same gear that you were in for the stomps. That was your big ring, 14 or 15. You might even want to go to your 13 because you need some resistance under this one. It's that first pedal stroke that's tough. If anybody has any knee issues, please give yourself an easier gear than a harder gear, because you're going to need to be able to push that gear without having something happen to your knee. All right, so go ahead and get your big ring. Go down to your 14, 13, 15, 14, 13. Let's go that way. You can make a determination after the first one if you want to go harder or easier. I want everybody to stop their feet right parallel to that frame. Hands in the hoods. That first pedal stroke is hard and forward, and you're going to stand up at the same time. 12 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's go. It's a hard push. Keep pushing. The gear's going to help you through it. Come on. 3, 2, 1. Sit back down. Find your easy gear. A whole minute and 48 seconds of spin. Woo! So now you have a sense of what this is all about. If that gear was right, it was hard initially, and then you were able to get the cadence going and get the power up. So pay attention to your power. Maybe you can pass it, surpass it from the first one to the last one. So take a drink if you need it. Get you ready for this next one. It's going to be the same effort. I kind of like these because it's cool how when you start off, you feel like, oh my God, I can't get this pedal around. And then as soon as you stand up, you get the wheels turning and it starts to go for you. Now imagine those guys on the track, their front chain rings, they might have a 55, 57, maybe a 60. So they have these massive chain rings in the front. So they can get a ton of power, but they have to start from nothing. All right, find your big ring. Find that gear that you liked. Maybe a little harder, a little easier this time. This time I want your left foot in position. Now you might find one foot is better than the other. I know that for a fact for myself. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Get it going. Come on. Bringing up the power. 3, 2, right back down to an easy gear. Get it going. Come on, get in there. All right. Again, you have a minute 48 to recover. Take a drink. The nice part for right now is you might feel yourself kind of like not cooling down, but that sweating process might have slowed from those previous efforts, because that was a lot of hard work. Standing up, sitting down, and also those 1 minute killer sprints. We're going to do one more of these. So this time, in terms of your foot placement, you've done the right and you've done the left. You definitely know which one of those is the stronger of the two. I want you to start on the weakest leg, not the strongest leg. So sometimes we should work on our weaknesses, not our strengths. Those strengths come easy. Let's work on the things that challenge us. All right, go ahead and get your big ring. Find that gear. Put that leg that is the weakest one. For me, I always feel weird with my left foot forward. It's so foreign to me. Settle yourself in, hands in the hoods. 3, 2, let's go. Come on, push through it. Big start, big start. Gonna feel the legs feeling stronger. 3, 2, nice and easy. Small ring, easy gear. Take a drink, towel off. Hopefully you felt yourself getting stronger with each of those. I know I did. I think I increased my power by about 10 or 20 watts from the first one to the last one. All right, so we did those 3 by 1 minute hard efforts. So we're going to mix it up even more. We're going to do 5 by 45-second hard efforts. But this time, you're only going to get 30 seconds of rest in between. These are kind of zone 4 again. I want you to give me the best you can give me for that 45 seconds. And we're going to keep our cadence this time between 70 and 80. So I'm going to give you a gear suggestion, and you can either use it or go to something that will work for you. It's going to be in your big ring. Don't go there yet. You're going to be somewhere around your 19 or your 17. So think about your 15. You're going to shift up probably 2 easier gears from that 15. I'd rather that you hold the bottom of that cadence range than the top. So we're looking more towards 70. So go ahead and hit your big ring. Find the gear that you think will work. 45 seconds, 70 to 80. 3, 2, let's go. Now this should be an effort where you feel like you're pushing this and you're not able to talk in complete sentences. If you're right at 80, if you're going to 85, you need to shift to a harder gear. Five to go. 3, 2, 1. Easy gear. 30 seconds. Take this recovery. Four more to go. Hopefully you pick the right gear. If you did, you're going to go back to that same. If not, try to pick one that's going to work better for you. All right, find your big ring. Find that gear. 3, 2, let's go. 45 seconds. Really feel powerful here. Keep it steady all the way through to the end. 15 to go. Three, 2, 1. Small ring. Easy gear. 30 seconds easy. Only 3 to go. 45 seconds. Doesn't feel as bad as a minute. When you get to the 45-second mark at a minute one, you're like, when is this going to be over? All right, find your big ring. Back to that gear. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Right to it. The body should know where to go now. Right in the middle. This is probably the best one. Staying steady and consistent. 15. 5, 3, 2, 1. Whew. On the backside now. Good job. Take a drink if you need it. Make these last 2 the best 2. All right, find your big ring. 3, 2, let's go. Super solid. Use your metrics. Tell yourself you're powerful. Don't let the effort drop. 10 to go. All the way to the finish. 2, 1. Nice. Woo! Last one. Coming your way. Keep staying strong. All the way to the end of this last one. All right, here we go. Big ring. 3, 2, go for it. Make it the best one. You know the motto. This is when it counts. Right here at the end. Almost there. 15 to go. Don't let it drop. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Hit the small ring. Hit the easy gear. Good job, guys. Just let your heart rate come down. Spin at a nice, comfortable cadence. If you have heart rate, pay attention to where your heart rate's going right now. It should be coming down. Pedal at a pace where you see it dropping. That's why we keep it or know it, so you can help yourself recover from efforts. So my mom reminded me of a cute story of hers. When she was born, I guess he would be my great uncle, showed up at the hospital to see her, and he had in his pocket a puppy. So he comes to my grandmother and he says, "Oh, I'm so excited that you had a baby. Marlene is so adorable. I brought her a puppy." I guess my grandmother was like, "You brought me a puppy and I have a newborn?" He said, "Yes. Then they can grow up together and it's perfect for her to have a puppy." So I guess my grandmother hesitantly kept the puppy. So my mom informed me that the schoolhouse that she went to was literally, you could probably throw a stone at it from her house. So when the dog that was given to her when she was a baby, firstborn, died, everyone at the schoolhouse came over for the funeral. My grandmother had dug a hole in the garden, and the whole entire school, which was probably like 20 kids, came to the house for the funeral of, what was her name? I just forgot her name. Anyway, I thought that was an interesting story that the whole school came to the funeral. But I would advise anyone, if anyone you know has a baby, don't bring them a puppy. I don't think that's the most appropriate thing to give a new mother. Dinah, that was her name. Dinah was the dog's name. I don't even remember what kind of dog it was, but I've only seen one picture of it. So that's the story of Dinah. All right, so tonight we got in some good efforts. This was just like I had described in my email. Cadence, you worked with. Strength, you had to have it. Power definitely got pushed to its limits. So that's exactly why you were stomping it out tonight with those efforts. It's a good workout. to do every once in a while. So this is the kind of workout where you're really forcing those muscle fibers to do their job. And you can't do this kind of workout 3-4 times a week because the body just can't recover from that kind of work. So if you're going to do this kind of workout, maybe once a week, maybe once every other week, don't make it, unless you're somebody who's racing. And if you're racing, this is something you do closer to the start of the race season. You need to work on your base initially as a racer, and then sharpen up the leg speed for those kinds of efforts. All right, we're going to go 20 more seconds, and then we will call this a night. Hope everybody had a good Valentine's Day. Either you like it or you call it a Hallmark holiday. So, flowers and candy for everyone. All right. Great job, everybody. Woo-wee. That is a sweaty one, for sure.